This is my second video of the day. There's gonna be 3 going up today. Or is that right? No, there's gonna be 4. This is my second one. We're going over score streaks, perks, and multiplayer maps in this one. Interestingly enough. And we're gonna go through confirmed zombies maps, which is gonna take 2 minutes. Obviously, there's Liberty Falls, right, which is the facility, and it will probably be near some normal town, of course. And then there's Terminus, the island that's very reminiscent of Mob of the Dead. It also has multiple power switch locations. So that was the zombie maps. Let's go over the... First, I'm going to go over the multiplayer perks and score streaks. I feel like this is going to be... Alright. So we even got some new ones here. So first we got the Scout Pulse, which is going to be like a UAV, but it's going to be new and a lot cheaper. Um, 400 score for one of these. So that's like 4 kills. That's nothing. It's very easy to get one. 4 kills or even like a couple assists and like 2 kills. It's nothing. It's going to be the easiest score streak to get in the game. So if you want to get a score streak very easily, this one will be here. I'm sure there will be some calling cards behind it, just to make it so it's worth people equipping and not just like skipping over completely. Although there will probably only be one calling card for it, and it will probably be a generic score streak calling card that will probably be available for almost every single score streak in the game. So I can't wait to see how that lines up. So moving on to the next score streak, I don't want to make this one incredibly long. The RCXD, which is returning for 450 score. It's a very cheap one. I feel like RCXDs used to take like 6 kills before, so I think they've downed the score required to get one of these, just because they don't do as much anymore. But at the same time, RCXD, I don't really like the RCXDs in this game. And I mean, I guess we could talk about those at some point. in terms of why I don't like them. Because there's a various number of reasons I do not like the RCXD. And it's not just for one reason either. It's for countless. Literally. I could list off reasons I don't like that gun. Or not gun, but score streak for days. It's just way too easy to destroy. It doesn't have any armor or nothing. So it's a weak score streak, and I feel like it's to blame, you know. It feels like one of those score streaks you could just take the blame and lay it all over the So, next up we have the SAM turret, which is 550. Now, the SAM turrets used to be a field upgrade. It's interesting to see that they're a score streak this time. That's another thing we need to go over is field upgrades. So it's going to cost you $550 for a SAM turret. It's returning, but not in the way it should be. Next, we have the UAV, which is $600 returning. For UAV, I'm probably just going to go for an Archangel launcher or a counter UAV instead, because UAVs are so easy to get, it's not even funny. But then again, they do give you that extra score, so they're not bad for that. You gotta be kidding me. The fucking box is not over here, bro. No way. No way that out of all locations it moved over here. Oh my god, the box actually went to the worst location in the map. Anyways, I don't know what the Archangel launcher does. We'll have to see at launch. Next we have the counter UAV for 700 that's returning. This is personally what I'm going to run is the care package for 750. I'm going to run this a lot. And maybe even run napalm strikes for the most part. But definitely I'm going to be running care packages. I could see myself running those. Definitely, like, those are for sure something I'll be running. Napalm strikes are 900 and they are returning once again. Napalm strikes are pretty good. I can't wait to see what we do with that. I think they're going to be just as good as before. You pull out the map and you drop a napalm strike. LDBR. I think this is some type of like gunner thing. Potentially a plane of some type that guns down your enemies. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure this is a lethal score streak. And not just a tactical one. Next we have the sentry turret. Which is just going to be the sentry turret that we see in every game for 1,000 points. Hellstorm missiles actually going to cost you more. I recommend going for a sentry turret here. Sentry turret's going to get you more kills, honestly, in like a general capacity. The sentry turret's going to do a lot more in terms of kills. I can tell you right now, sentry turret's getting you more kills just by default. Like, there's absolutely no way you're getting more from the other shit. Sentry turret's giving you the most. And that's just like a default thing. You are automatically getting the most from sentry turret. I mean, and you can choose to not believe me, but sentry turret is going to give you more than a Hellstorm missile, which costs 1,050. Next up, we get to the crazy ones, starting with the Watchdog Helo. It's gonna be a very short, but also just a helicopter that basically guns down enemies. It's gonna be up for a very limited time. Next up, we're moving on to the AGR Mark 1. Who knows what these are? For 1,200 returning. As far as I know, these could be the wraps. We got a strategic bomber. It's going to be very similar to probably an artillery strike dash napalm strike type thing where you select where to go. But I will read more into these. We have the Harp, which is another plane score streak, I believe. Either that or a robot, but I think it's going to be a plane, most likely. Unless Call of Duty's trying to go backwards. Anyway, we have the Chopper Gunner for 1,600. And then for 1,800, we have a Dreadnought as the ultimate score streak. Who knows what this is, but getting 18 kills will give you this score streak. Scouting Pulse. This will activate a radar ping, reveals nearby enemies. RCXD, that's self-explanatory. Obviously, you drive it up and explode it. SAM turret launches targeted missile strikes against air vehicles. UAV. Same as you and your teammates. Get a UAV for 30 seconds and locates enemies. Archangel rocket launcher fires remote piloted rockets with a magazine size of 2 to take out enemy vehicles. Counter UAV is a counter UAV. Scrambles enemies minimap for 30 seconds and basically will counter a UAV. Calls in an airdrop for the care package. Napalm strike launches targeted strike of explosive napalm. LDBR is the missile bombardment in an area for a short duration. Sentry turret, automated turret. Hellstorm is yet another returning score streak. You can take out multiple enemies with, I believe it's either 2 missile strikes or 4. The Watchdog Helo deploys helicopter that attacks enemies. So basically, this is your attack helicopter, basically. AGR Mark 1, you get a remotely piloted quick assault tank armed with machine gun and grenade launcher. So this is basically the, whatever that score streak was from Black Ops 3. Was it Black Ops 3? Or was it Black Ops 2 that had the one where it goes around and shoots them with the AR and grenade launcher thing? Anyway, yeah, that's what this is. The new one, aka Interceptors, we're calling a fighter jet squadron to eliminate enemy air targets, including chopper gunners and watchdog helos. Strategic bomber is a stealth plane that carpet bombs a large targeted area. I'm guessing these can't be targeted by other stuff unless you can see the stealth plane with your thing. HARP is the high altitude recon plane revealing enemy position. And lastly, we have the Chopper Gunner. Thank you, Oliver, for sticking something in the floor. How nice of you to stick a sticky in the floor. The final Black Ops 6 score streak. Other than this crazy one, is the Chopper Gunner is the final returning score streak. Dreadnought is a heavily modified gunship equipped with multiple cannons, rocket pods, and a daisy cutter bomb.
Strike team, the Omega base is nearby. Maxis' contact will help us infiltrate. Wrapping off.
Now, today we're going to be going over also another thing, which is multiplayer maps and modes, since I wanted to kind of get into this and do a big video all over the multiplayer shit and get it out of the way. So, now that we've covered score streaks, and we've covered weapons, and we've covered basically score streaks, weapons, and all that nonsense. We'll get into field upgrades too, don't worry. But now that we've covered all this giant garbage, basically, let's get into the maps and modes. Next, the core 6v6 maps. Here we go. So we have Babylon, a returning map from, I believe, Black Ops 4. We have Derelict, a map we saw in the beta, I believe. Wasn't Derelict this, like, oil... Was it an oil map, or was it this train station map that we saw? Either way, it was one of the beta maps. Possibly the train station one, if I remember correctly. So, let's move on to the next multiplayer map, which is, of course, a ad. That is not the next multiplayer map. Next is Lowtown. I'm guessing this is going to be some very, very poor town. Most likely from the campaign or something. Next is Payback. We don't really know which one this is. Next, we have a map called Protocol. Interesting. This one is interesting too. It's making me get a lot of vibes of some type of rocket launching map, potentially. Next, we have a map called Red Card. Interesting name for a map. Very interested to see what this map will look like. Next, we have a map called Rewind. Interesting. We are supposed to get a WMD remaster, I think, in this game as well. I don't know if that's this game, but I think we're supposed to get that as a remaster. And I do know that we're getting one called Scud. So we're supposed to get Scud, which is the next one. And then we get a map called Skyline. Not sure what this will be. There is a possibility that it is a BO1 returning campaign map, which is the skyline from that one mission where you're on the roof. There's a potential possibility that it could be a reference to that, but we'll figure out whether it is or whether it's from some other part of the campaign. We have Subsonic. My hopes is this will be a underwater map, since I can hear sub is in the title. Gives me some underwatery vibes. Maybe we got an underwater map. Next up is Vault. So there's going to be a vault somewhere in either the campaign or just in the multiplayer maps, which should be interesting. And if it's part of the story, it's even more interesting. So I can't wait to see that. Vorkuta is probably the most interesting map on here besides Babylon, since it's a returning map. And same with Scud, which is returning from the beta. So these all give me pretty good vibes. Particularly the Vorkuta map, to see what that one looks like. But yeah, we should be getting a couple returning maps. Like 3 or 4 in this game. So I can't wait to see. Some of them have been renamed, which should be interesting. In 2v2 6v6 strike, we're going to be getting Gala, which we've already seen. We're going to be getting Pit, Stakeout, and Warhead, which are some interesting names, especially Warhead, because that could mean we're getting a map that takes place in a nuclear missile silo, potentially, is the vibes that this one gives me. Confirmed game mode so far. Team Deathmatch, 6v6. Domination, 6v6. Search and Destroy, 6v6. Kill Confirmed, 6v6. Free For All, 8 players. Hardpoint, 6v6. 2v2 gunfight, which I'm very excited about. Headquarters 6v6, Kill Order 6v6, and Control 6v6. I'm very excited about almost all these game modes, particularly Hardpoint, Gunfight, Kill Confirmed, Search, Dom, and Team Deathmatch. These are the ones I am most excited about. Control and those game modes with only 1 life, not too excited about that. Kill Order, or whatever, that's an interesting one. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that. Hardcore, I might be playing Hardcore Team Deathmatch, Hardcore Kill Order, Hardcore Domination, Hardcore Hardpoint. These are all things I would play. Kill Order is a brand new mode with the high value targets, in case you don't remember that. And then we have Face Off coming back as a mode that was actually originally in Modern Warfare 2 or 3 back in the day, and we're getting it returning from I believe Modern Warfare and Cold War, which is very interesting to see it returning from both of those game series. Black Ops and Modern Warfare at the same time. So to see a returning game mode thing is very interesting. all multiplayer field upgrades. This is the last part of the multiplayer I will go into, aside from taking hostages, which we will discuss is also a multiplayer feature. But this is the last real long part of multiplayer that I'm going to get into. We've already discussed maps, score streaks, weapons, etc. So we're going to get into the final big part, which is field upgrades. And perks, of course, which I will not forget about. So first on the list is Assault Pack. This has been in past games. It is an ammo pack. It's also been in Modern Warfare. I want to say Modern Warfare has had some of these, by the way. So this is not a complete Cold War or Black Ops thing in general. Because Modern Warfare has had the idea to do some of these in the past. So you will deploy a ammo box that contains additional ammunition and pieces of equipment to resupply your teammates and yourself with. It's very good for your teammates who may have ran out of ammo, or your teammates who are just excessively good at the game and have run out of stuff. I think we have one more zombies video, by the way, coming in the entire game, and then it's all multiplayer, by the way. So, the next field upgrade is worthy to mention. Players can resupply with ease by holding down X using this. The trophy system has appeared in several Call of Duty games, usually as a lethal-tactical. However, this time it is a field upgrade, and you can earn it multiple times a game by getting lots of kills and by the game progressing. So the trophy system is particularly used to destroy enemy projectiles, such as grenades, Semtexes, and even potentially shock sticks and stuff that you throw near enemies. And even any mines, it will shoot straight out of the air. It's very useful. I don't know if this is going to work on Molotovs, interestingly enough. I do have a lethal and tactical video out. Go check that out, guys. I'm not going to list lethals and tacticals for multiplayer because they're the same for zombies, and it really is a waste of time to make another video on that. However, I do want to get down to business and finish off this video by finishing up field upgrades and perks for multiplayer. And also, this is very good for domination because people can't clear out certain areas. New for Black Ops 6 is the Nero gas, aka a trap that has been in some past Call of Duties, I think. It's a gas trap. Basically, this will get you an easy elimination. You place it on an objective or place it in a room where people often walk through, and you're able to get some easy elims here. So it's good for eliminations. It's a nice little elimination thing that you can use. And remember, you get this multiple times a game. It's going to block people's screens, and it's going to eventually start to basically kill them. And they have very limited time to get away from this device. We have the acoustic amp, which picks up people's volume. When their footsteps are nearby. Now, I didn't personally find this one interesting, but you might. Now, this is the last confirmed field upgrade. However, it already says online that there's a possibility that we will get a tactical insertion in the game, signaler, scrambler, the war cry, or is it whichever one makes you tougher, kind of like Juggernaut, but we'll get a spring mine potentially. And we will also be getting the sleeper agent, which was in the beta, in case you guys remember that. And morphine injector to make your player stronger, I believe. So these are all interesting. I went through them really quickly because, first of all, the video is getting a little long. Second of all, it's just... it's a lot to go through. Now, next, we're going to go through all of the perks in Black Ops 6. Players can select from 3 categories of perks: Enforcer, Recon, and Strategist. Each category is aimed to benefit a particular play style. Recon, obviously, the locating score streaks and stuff and taking them out. Strategist, being a strategist, I guess. And Enforcer, the whole killing and earning score type play style. So basically stealth, special damage resistance, and movement regardless of your perks. First, we're going to go to the Enforcer perks. Now, we have Assassin as the first one. I think we've seen this in a couple of Call of Duties. Assassin, you get a unique mini-map marker and drops bounty packs when killed. Pick up the packs for more score. So this is an interesting one. This will help you obtain more score as a player. I know that this is very useful. So Next up is the perk Bruiser. Melee kills and finishing moves replenish health and earn extra score. I'm not gonna run maybe either of these. I might run Assassin, I mean. Next up is Scavenger. Replenishes ammo and equipment from killed enemies. If this stays in the red perks, I will run it. By the way, packed on round 6. Very rare feat to do that. Anyway, I saw that mimic. It spawned over there. Anyway, we have Gung Ho. Reduced movement penalties when reloading or using equipment. Reload while tactical sprinting. This is a fun one, isn't it? Next up, Dexterity. Reduced weapon motion while jumping, sliding, and diving. Take less fall damage. Greatly increased duration of tactical sprint. Start each life with 150 score towards score streaks. So I can see myself using Bankroll, using Double Time, or using Scavenger here. Or maybe all 3 of these, right? I see myself using those most out of the red perks, right? And then next we move on to the blue perks. I see myself using either Ghost or Ninja. Move more quietly, undetectable by enemy radar, ping, and UAV when moving, planting, defusing, or controlling score streaks. Undetectable by prox alarm. Engineer, Tracker, these are all very useful. Cold-Blooded is another good one. Vigilance. I'm saying Ninja is the way to go here. Ninja or Ghost, since you're undetectable with Ghost. And if you're going for Strategist perks, going for Strategist, and you want to run Strategist as your perks, Blackjacket's a good one. Reduce incoming explosive fire damage. Tac Mask a good one. Reduce incoming flash and concussion grenade damage. Fast Hands is a good one. Basically, sleight of hand or speed cola in a way. Kind of, it allows you to swap weapons faster. Guardian allows you faster healing and capturing objectives, revive down teammates faster. So, Quartermaster, recharge equipment over time. Dispatcher, reduce score cost for non-lethal score streaks, stacks with Bankroll, so that might not be bad. Gearhead, 2 field upgrade charges. I don't like this one. I feel like it's not that useful. So the 3 perk bonus for the red is killing enemies grants temporary buff to movement speed and health regen rate. And then for the blue, it's enemies can be seen through walls for a short time after respawn. HUD edge indicator flashes when an enemy is outside your view, leaves no death skulls when killing enemies, so people don't know you did it. And then earn a score bonus for objectives and destroying enemy stuff, and deploy equipment and field upgrades faster. I gotta go with red. You get the health siphon after killing enemies and a quicker movement speed right off rip, which is really good with something like double time and bankroll and red perks. So bankroll, scavenger, and double time are all very good here and useful. This is what I recommend running myself. It's 3 reds and run that, get the 3 perk bonus, and you just have a fun time there. I mean, that's personally what I would run. Next, let's go through wildcards. This is something I forgot to mention in the video, and it's going to make this video about an hour long, but I wanted to cover everything multiplayer related. And wildcards, attachments, I wanted to get to everything today, and I know I might not get a thing for attachments ever put up until the game actually launches, but I do want to make sure that I get a video up for the wildcards. They're going to be very simple. As you know, in the past few games, usually they're take an extra grenade or lethal tactical, or take an extra attachments for each weapon, take 2 extra attachments for each weapon, you know, take extra perk for 1 category, whatever it may be. Wild cards aren't always even in people's setups, but there is, so far we know of, perk greed, which allows you to acquire an extra perk, overkill, which allows you to equip any non-melee weapon as a primary and secondary slot weapon, aka run 2 primaries, which is going to be what most people will be doing when the game is out. And then we have Gunfighter, get 3 extra attachments for your primary weapon. So if you want to have an overpowered primary, this is what you're going to run, but also it doesn't hurt to run overkill and this if you can run 2 perk calling cards or 2 wild cards. And a lot of people aren't even going to be running grenades and stuff. They'll just be running this, and they'll be running the and some players will run an extra red perk. That's up to them. But most people will be not running any lethals or tacticals. They'll just be running attachments on their weapons, overkill, and gunfighter to get those extra 3 attachments, and then get the gunfighter. Now we're supposed to actually have more calling cards than that. In the actual game. Now, most likely there's 1 for lethal, 1 for tacticals, then overkill, gunfighter, and perk greed. And who knows what the other one is. Run a 3rd weapon maybe. Who knows? Instead of a melee. I don't know. But these are the confirmed wild cards, and I will go and see if I can Black Ops 6 confirmed wild cards.
According to Game Rant, here's the full list of wild cards available.
So we have, it appears like 3 wild cards is all I'm seeing for wild cards. However, there is a potential of getting more wild cards when the game actually comes out. Perk greed, it's going to allow you to take that extra perk. I think zombies will only get 5 attachments, is what it's looking like. Instead of being able to take 8 like we were in Cold War, where we could take an attachment in every slot, by the way. Now I'm just taking a second to make sure that I have all of the Call of Duty Next multiplayer maps, modes, weapons, and operators. All the stuff before I make that Prestige video today, which is getting made after this next video. So thank you guys for checking it out. I think this is everything for multiplayer. You know, the zombies did cover the tacticals and lethals, which I think I put up on the channel. And if you guys need to see that video, go ahead, hit me up. And I think I have that one up on the channel right now. So and if not, I will go put it up for you guys. Okay, so tacticals, lethals, and score streaks in BO6 is going up. This is the video for zombies, by the way. This is not all of the score streaks for multiplayer. But thank you guys for checking out this video. Go check out Clutch123 Gaming, aka Ryan's channel. He's gonna have some very similar content up. I don't think he's gonna be doing the multiplayer stuff and putting that content up, which is why I made sure to cover this real quick for anybody on my channel who is a multiplayer player and is curious in knowing what they are bringing to multiplayer. But at the same time, I got like 4 more videos to get out, which is fun because lethals and tacticals I just put up. I didn't realize I never uploaded lethals and tacticals. Nobody mentioned, where's the lethals and tacticals video? Where is it? And I never mentioned that. I will also make a how to launch Black Ops 6 video the morning of Black Ops 6. Or the very second I can go into Black Ops 6, I will make a how to launch Black Ops 6 video and upload it. I know some of you guys were curious, how do I launch this game? I can't play this game, and the reason you can't play it is because you can't play it early, even if you pre-order. There's a specified date that Treyarch is going to let everybody onto the game. And that is just that. You know, if you don't live in a certain area, or you don't have your time set to whatever, you're not going to be able to access the game, and nobody can currently access it unless you're a hacker. Or you somehow bugged out your game. Then there's a way, but for you guys who want to do it legit, I don't recommend going that route. The wait will be worth it. Trust me, I am waiting as well until tomorrow or even the day after that potentially to access the game. So yeah, and also stay tuned for these videos because we got like 4 more or 3 more to go before I start having to put chapters into each one and kind of dissect each one of these videos. And I will throw chapters in each one of these videos. Just because people are curious, like, what is what are you covering, at what section, and what. So, like, there's that. Thank you guys for tuning into this almost hour-long video. This is everything you need to know in multiplayer. And honestly, there's only one more video for you multiplayer folks who are staying tuned. And that one is the calling cards dash etc dash etc dash etc, the reward video basically that will tell you all about that stuff. That's the only one you guys need to stay tuned for.